Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first class of the second cohort of the Vertical Crypto Art Residency program. Super excited to meet you all and to kick this off. We had, as some of you might know or not, we had the first group of artists which just completed the 12-week program, which you're going to be currently doing. And yeah, it was super fun. It was great to get to spend 12 weeks all together with a group of people and just build a community. So I'm super excited for this group to start and to meet you all and start the program. So I think usually this first class, I'd love for each of us to give like a brief introduction. If you don't want to speak on voice, that's absolutely fine. Or if you can't, you're somewhere else, feel free to type. If you don't want to voice or type, that's also okay, no problem at all. But it's just nice to get an idea of who we are, what the group is. We're going to be spending a lot of time together. So yeah, let's get to know each other. A few like housekeeping things just before we start. So um, all of the classes are recorded. So if you cannot attend any of the classes, this one included, because I see there's a few people that are not online. We usually post the recording around like 1 to 2 days after. So you can always kind of listen back to whatever you've missed. I usually highly recommend to, if you can, participate in the classes because it's usually quite interactive. We get to ask like questions, we get to speak. So it's always, I think, from also feedback from like the previous group, it's always nicer when you're there when it happens rather than listening to it afterwards. But that cannot always happen, so that's okay. Okay, so I will start. To introduce myself, my name is Micol. I am the founder of Vertical Crypto Art, which is essentially a community and a studio which is focused on NFTs and crypto art. The Vertical Crypto Art started pretty much as a profile on Twitter in July of 2020, so just over well, more than a year ago now. And yeah, the idea was just basically to discover and kind of focus on crypto art and NFTs and share as much as I could about artists, telling artist stories, providing value to the community with live interviews, do curation, spotlights, etc., etc. And from there, it kind of built up to become really pretty much an artist first place and hub. Um, and yeah, that's kind of like how the residency started. I was speaking to a lot of artists on a one-to-one basis, especially this year, as many new people, many new artists came into the space. I found there was a need to provide some form of education, which is specific to the NFT ecosystem and specific to the crypto art ecosystem. And so myself and the team over behind like Vertical Crypto Art, Phil, who you will meet now as well, we created a 12-week program, which hopefully covers a lot of different aspects of crypto art. We have around 20 mentors that are part of the program as well, which hopefully you'll be able to meet. For sure, you'll be meeting at least half of them, and then you'll have the opportunity to meet the rest on a one-to-one basis if you want. And yeah, the idea is to keep building these educational programs and to provide value to artists and to the ecosystem of crypto art and NFTs moving forward. So okay, I think I've talked enough. I'm gonna hand over to, I'm just gonna go in alphabetical order, and the list is through the Discord. So I'm gonna start with Boria, and also if I'm not saying your name correctly, please tell me how to correctly say your name. I don't want to be saying wrong names for 12 weeks. Let me know if you want to unmute, if you can unmute, and if you want to introduce yourself. Boria.
Hi, I was muted. Yes. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. It's nice to meet you. I'm Boria. Miko pronounced it perfectly. I'm an interdisciplinary artist. I'm very happy to be a part of this group and very fascinated by the intersection of media. I use that for consciousness research. Basically, I am generally a jewelry artist, contemporary jewelry artist, which is a branch of contemporary jewelry. We tend to create jewelry that you would wonder whether you would actually be brave enough to wear out on the streets. And my dream is to try to communicate jewelry, which is generally a medium that you experience physically, to somehow translate it into the digital world, because I see that contemporary jewelry is vastly underserved in the digital world. And that's basically what I'd start with. Thank you.
Awesome, super interesting. And where are you joining from? Where are you based?
Ah, yes, I am based in Sofia, Bulgaria,
Nice.
and I have a studio space here, and I generally would love to travel all over the world, but at this point, this is where I'm stationed, and I am originally from here as well.
Awesome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, and thank you so much for doing this initiative and for starting this residency. It's pretty awesome. Thank you.
Cool. Christian,
Hey, how you doing?
hi.
Yes, my name is Christian Hernandez. I'm from the south side of Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm a self-taught illustrator, abstract expressionist, and I just really got on the digital art wave. Like I've been just recently making with Procreate, like to make my art. But yeah, I've been like loving the vertical crypto art platform like since I first seen it like earlier this year. So I'm excited to be here. I actually got to work in like 15 minutes, but I was glad I got to introduce myself. So yeah, appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christian. Happy to meet you and happy to have you on board. Um, Encapsuled.
Hello. Hope you
Hello.
can hear me fine. So
Yeah.
I'm Encapsuled. I'm an Italian writer and poet. I've been in NFTs, I think since like April, but I've been writing for many, many years. Published a few novels under my real name, but I figured I want to start anonymous in this space. And yeah, I've been collaborating with a bunch of other poets and artists also from the first cohort, like Kalen Iwamoto was a big mentor of mine as well. And I'm based in Barcelona currently. Very excited to start this residency.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, actually, Callan, who was in the previous cohort, and she's also the kind of created the Crypto Writer Discord. She's going to be a mentor as well for this program, which I'm very excited about. So hopefully you'll all get to meet her as well.
Yeah, she's definitely a star. So I'll recommend everyone to, if they have a chance to just speak to her or just chat. She's an incredibly nice person.
Absolutely. Awesome. Fami?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Hello.
Oh, great. Okay, my name is Fahmi. I am experimental artist and multimedia designer based in Indonesia. I do analog painting and some digital with generative approach, algorithmic composition, sometimes with AI and real-time graphic. And I also make music with live coding, handmade tape loops, and modular scene. And I like abstract, bleach, hybrid, and surrealism style. And I started in my first NFT maybe around 6 months ago on Hiketnu. Yeah, glad to join this residency. Nice to meet you all. Thanks.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Fami, and glad to meet you as well. So going in alphabetical order, we have Phil. Yay. Really is just a message away. So if you have any issues, not like just questions in general, like especially on the more of the tech side, I guess, like when we go into like the program, whether it's classes or especially more like on the auction and like all of the parts that will come further down the line, which I'm going to explain in a moment. Yeah, we're here basically. So feel free to DM either me or Phil. Super. Okay, Gabrielle.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
So,
How about you?
I'm good, I'm good. I'm 22 years old from São Paulo, Brazil. I'm working with digital art, 3D art, and graphics too. I make generative art, and I explore these types of art to materialize the dreams I have and the textures as well.
Super. Thank you so much, Gabriel. Nice to meet you, and very happy to have you on board.
Thank you, thank you. Very happy to be here too.
Garrison.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Thanks for having me and all of us, and this is really cool. I'm from Massachusetts, USA. I'm a musician and animator. I like to make my own music videos, and I guess the most important thing about me is that I'm a father. That's my number one priority. But art and music are part of my soul as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Garrison. Very nice. Very nice to meet you. Happy to have you on board. So we have a duo. So Hyper Econ is Seba and Coney. Hello.
Hi everyone, we are Seba and Coney from Valdivia, Chile. We work mainly on generative art and AI art.
We also do live coding
and sound stuffs. We are so glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Very happy to have you both. And also excited to see, like, to learn more about what everyone is doing. It's as you can see, like, the group is very diverse, which is part of like the idea is to get as many like creative backgrounds as possible, and also to be able to like mix and match and share and bounce off each other, which I think is probably, you know, one of the most exciting things about the program in general. All right, Kapoor. I see you have unmuted, but I can't hear you. Maybe try again.
Hello.
Yes, great.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, yeah. This is Sid here. I'm from India. And I'm a video editor actually. So I work mostly on like music videos and ad films here in India, in Bombay. And I also do photography as like my hobby. So that's like a side activity I do. And the main reason I wanted to get into the crypto space is because I've recently been seeing a lot of music videos been made using a lot of generative art and programmable art basically. And they are very complex, but like that's something which really interests me, and that's why I wanted to be a part of this whole thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Latent Entropy.
Hi everyone, I'm Leighton Entropy. I work through the medium of machine learning models, so mathematical systems that have been trained to reproduce some sort of data structure. I've been working for a few years now, mostly on drug design and protein design, but in the last couple of months, I've turned more towards image generation and crypto art. Happy to be here. Great to meet all of you.
Awesome. Where are you joining from?
San Francisco.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Micol?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, it's Michael. I just spell it weird.
Great. Sorry.
That's cool. Hi, I'm Michael. I'm originally from London, England. I live in Berlin. I'm 43. I started studying fine art maybe like over 20 years ago. I've been painting, drawing, and making digital art since then. And when I realized that NFTs existed, which was a lot later than a lot of other people, it was something which I found to be a perfect avenue to put a lot of the digital art that I had always wanted to find some sort of way of manifesting itself. And yeah, so I'm here. I've been in the space maybe about since April, I think. And yeah, just chugging along and seeing what's going on. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you so much, Michael. Mr. Ritchie?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey. Hi all. Hi everyone. Hi, Micol. Thank you for organizing residency program. I'm really looking forward to it. So briefly, I am from Belgrade, 39 years old. Some may know me of you, and I know some of you here, but briefly, I make pop art with elements of street art and graffiti and similar things. Most of my works you can find on Async Art. I currently work on portrait pieces with comic book inspiration. So I don't know, I hope we'll have a great time here, and that's it from me.
Thank you so much, and it's great to have you. Great to have you on board.
Thank you too. Thank you too.
Nat?
Hi, my name is Natalie. I am a painter from Mexico. I live in Mexico City, and I've been painting and drawing for the last 25 years in oil painting mostly. And right now I'm trying to bring together several different styles and processes that I like, oil painting, drawing, realism, abstract, so and analog plus digital. So yes, it's in constant evolution. And thank you so much for doing this residency. It's awesome.
Thank you, Natalie. And how long have you kind of like been experimenting with NFTs or like been doing NFTs?
I started with, investigating a little bit since February, I think. And I minted my first one, I think it was June 10th. And I've been observing a lot. And right now I think I more or less know what I want to do.
Nice. Okay, awesome. Pierre?
Yes. Hello. Thank you, Micol, for this amazing initiative, and thank you. I'm so proud to be part of the Vertical Crypto Art Residency. My name is Pierre. I'm based in Brooklyn, New York. I'm originally from Paris, France. So I have been painting, doing acrylic and canvas for about 20 years. And I heard fairly recently about crypto art and NFTs. And I switched to doing crypto art at the beginning of this year. I minted my first pieces in May 2021. And now I'm doing only crypto art, and I would love to learn and meet all of you guys. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pierre. really nice to have you on, and excited to meet you more. I know, like, with a few of you, we've had like different encounters, whether it's for like Higanunk or other like artists. So I know a few of you I've kind of like met across the space before. So I'm excited to meet you all better, essentially. Stefan, I don't know if you can speak. Let me know.
Yeah, let's try.
Awesome.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. I'm Stefano. You might know me from Artblocks. I have a couple of projects there from Menti and Rinascita. I'm a generative artist. I've been doing this for the past 3 years, and I started doing crypto art, I think, in March. I'm based in Berlin and Italy, in between the two places currently, and I'm half Italian and half Dominican, and super excited to meet you all, and also for the Residency program. So thank you, Micol and Phil, and all the vertical crypto art team.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so I think we've gone through everyone. Let me know if I missed somebody or if somebody joined. No, I think I went through everybody. Okay, so a few things. I think, as you've realized, the group is very varied, even in terms of time zones that we are in. So I usually kind of tend to do the classes around this time. Let me know if it doesn't work, or if you prefer doing them a bit later. I think especially for the people who are based in Asia, I think like this is kind of like almost at the limit of not being too late. But yeah, in any case, like, just give me feedback on whether it works or not. Some classes, depending on the mentor and like the person who's teaching the classes availability, might be a bit later, simply because a few people might be based in the US, and so I just work according to their schedules as well. But usually it should be always around this time. So give me a shout if you think that this is like a time that you will never be able to do, so I can try and like move it around. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share the residency outline program, just to give you an idea of what to expect and how the structure is going to look like. Let me share my screen. Let me know if you can see it. Yes, awesome. Okie dokie. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so as you know, we started the program in July. We had like the first 12 weeks, which just ended, and now we're in October, and we're starting the new cohort. So the idea of how it works is that there are a first 8 weeks of what I guess I call like more of like context setting and like education. And then there's a last month, which is December, which will be more of essentially the production phase of the residency. Since December, I know there's going to be maybe like Christmas and, like a few things that might, like general like life things that might come into play. We'll just figure out the dates and the weeks. So don't worry if you're like thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to finish by the end of the year. Like, we can work it out. So usually it's 12 weeks, but maybe we'll take like a week or so and then continue in January. So don't worry about that. So the program outline is initially like we were thinking having it last 6 months. It'll probably be ongoing. We're thinking of doing a new one, just an ongoing program. So we have around 15 to 20 artists in each cohort. This is actually probably a few more than 20. I think we have 22 in total if everybody ends up participating. The residency and the residents have an 8 weeks of a curriculum, which basically covers a list which is inclusive but not exhaustive of history of crypto art, an overview of the marketplaces and the platforms, and in general, the crypto art market, museums, art history in the context of NFTs. We have a few sessions on like safety and security in the crypto ecosystem. So talking about like hardware wallets and how to secure your digital assets. We have an architecture track, so a metaverse architecture track, which is led by Untitled XYZ, also known as Kirk. who maybe some of you have seen, but he works with Museum of Crypto Art. He builds a lot of pretty much all of their builds in Somnium Space and other land. We have a session or some sessions on like marketing and promotion, a few sessions on generative art and interactive NFTs. The last cohort, they were the level was kind of basic in terms of like generative art and interactive NFTs. I feel that this cohort is like a bit more experienced, so we'll figure out essentially the need and the levels accordingly. We'll have a session on AR and VR, and then art curation and storytelling. This is like essentially a list of all of the classes and the topics that we will cover. There might be more when it comes to like specific topics, let's say. The idea of the residence is also to obviously have this dedicated like Discord channels. We will have AMAs with like specific artists. So last program we had Sarah Zucker, we had Fabine, we had Neurocolor, Robness, like we had quite a few people. So we'll get potentially them again, and also maybe a few others, just to move it around and change it around a bit. But essentially, there'll be more than the kind of the classes, also for you to interact with some of these artists, ask questions. We had a few collectors also doing AMAs as well. So yeah. Obviously, all of you, I don't know if you saw it from the last cohort, but essentially we had a specific like artist spotlight thread and tweet that went through the Vertical Crypto Art channels. When it's channels, I'm talking about primarily Twitter, but also Instagram. And we actually have a brand new residency website that is being worked on and probably finalized this week. So all of you will essentially be on the website with like a profile, an artist profile page, like your links and your work, etc. And then we have, as I mentioned before, we have a set of mentors, around 20 mentors in total, who basically offer their time to you, whether it's in the form of one-to-many classes, but also in the form of one-to-ones. So mostly all of the people that you will see in the classes, as well as more, will have basically offered their time to you on a one-to-one basis. And they have various different backgrounds. Some of them are artists, some of them are curators, some of them are collectors, or kind of like, well, now like project builders, I guess, as well. So they have really like a very diverse and different set of knowledge and skills. From what I heard from the previous artists in the previous cohort, all of these one-to-ones were super valuable to them. So I would highly recommend to make use of them, even just to have like a conversation. You don't really have to have like a question or like a preset agenda. Just getting to meet these mentors and these people that are really, offering their, like, just in general, like offering their time, but also like their connections, and you never know like what it may lead to. I know like a lot of the artists from the previous residency have then gone on and done projects with a few of these mentors, etc. So it's always good to have a chat, especially within this space. We will also provide budget to produce NFTs and to mint them. We have an ongoing partnership with Museum of Crypto Art, specifically within their Yoka program, which is the Incubator of Crypto Art program, where a few artists are essentially selected to then be exhibited in a dedicated Somnium Space land. And obviously, like, there's a possibility of getting some form of like whitelisting, or let's say access to a few of the gated platforms, like for example Superware or Ace and Cart or Known Origin, or a few of these. I know some of you are already on there, so that's great. Maybe others aren't and are interested in it. If you're not interested, that's also fine. And yeah, after the program, all of the let's say the artists and the graduates obviously remain in all of the chat rooms and the channels that we have open. It's actually I think from what I've seen, from what I'm seeing, or with the other group, like the channel and the chats are ongoing. A lot of them we're basically chatting every day again. So it's yeah, it's nice. All of the classes will be recorded. You will have access to all of these playlists of classes for as long as forever, essentially, as long as you want. Any questions so far? Feel free to text us, like write as well, if you have any comments or any questions, or if not, I'll just keep going. Okay, I can see. Okay. All right, I'll check back into in the chat in a second. Okay, so a few requirements from our side. Again, like these are requirements that would be nice to have. There's no real requirement. Like, of course, sorry, I'm just seeing a question. You will share this document with you? Yes, I will. I will share it here in the link afterwards. There's no real requirement, but obviously it would be nice and I think useful really for all of you to attend at least like 80% of all the classes that are being held during the 8 weeks of educational program. Obviously, if that's not possible for any reason, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, I guess like the idea is to attend as many classes as possible, which are essentially like a resource for you. I also recommend to book at least a couple of one-to-ones with the mentor list provided. As I mentioned before, I think I already went through this, but it's a really good resource again, and these are just like incredible people, I think. So it's great to get to know them essentially. And all of them have done like different things, come from different backgrounds, so it's interesting. We will also require, I guess the real only requirement is at the end of the residency program, as maybe a few of you have seen from the last program, we will do an auction and an exhibition event. So for this auction and the exhibition, we will ask each of you to produce and mint one NFT, one or two. A few of the artists did two in the last cohort, so that's totally up to you, but at least one, let's say, which will be donated to Vertical Crypto Art, and it will be auctioned at the end of each cohort through a dedicated auction and exhibition event. And basically all of the funds that are raised during this auction are going to support the residency programs and for us to be able to keep doing this essentially, and to provide a free program for artists that are coming next essentially. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Hi, Boria here. So I might have missed it or anything, but I'm just wondering about the one-on-ones, mentor meetings. Do we have to do that? When do they happen? I mean, do they happen during the 8-week educational program or afterwards?
Yeah, I will go for it now. But great question. So, to be honest, like the mentor list is available for you anytime. I will share it along with this document when I finish the class, well, the call. But my recommendation is usually, because these 2 weeks are kind of like more of like a context setting, I would recommend like starting to reach out to the mentors maybe like from the 3rd week onwards. A few, like, again, it's up to you. So if you already want to get to know them, feel free to book as many one-to-ones as you want, essentially. All of them know like about the residency, they're happy to meet you, so it's really up to you. Usually I think like last time they started pretty much like towards the 3rd or 4th week of the residency, but again, like open. No rules, essentially. You can do whatever you want. Let me see if there's any other questions. Do we contact mentors? Yeah. So in the document that I shared, in the document that I will share, there is their preferred contact method. Some of them have added Twitter, some of them have added email. There is also a mentor channel. Let me see if the permissions are. Yeah, I'll basically add the permissions to have you guys see the mentor channel chat now, so you can also contact them on there. They will have specified essentially which one they prefer. But yeah, a few of them are pretty active in the channel here. So, and some of them you might even see in like some of the classes. So for example, like Hervé and Ryan, which you will meet sometimes, like join the actual residency classes. So you'll get to meet them through this class, these ways as well. Yeah, they should have all sent their preferred contact method. And if they don't, just ping them on Twitter or Discord. And which blockchains are we going to mint our NFTs? Whichever you want. So there's no requirement. We do have a custom contract, which is built on Ethereum. But we also have an API which is built off Object Bid, which is on Hikatnu, on Tezos. So either or. We haven't really explored any other at the moment, but if you have any preferred other blockchains, feel free to let us know. Okay, I'm going to continue, and then I'll check back in the chat for other questions. So a bit of a program outline. So as I mentioned, there's 8 weeks of, let's say, classes, curriculum. The first month is usually like the onboarding and like context setting. So these 4 initial weeks. These 4 initial weeks are almost like dedicated to like contextualizing the crypto art movement. So understanding where it comes from, the history, how it was built, who it was built by, how did we end up where we are now. The first week, so on Thursday, and you should have an invite in your calendars already, you'll hear from Jason Bailey, which you might know of through Twitter as ArtGnome. He will go through a class of history of crypto art. This is like, I think, to be honest, like I would highly recommend to join and to participate in it. It's as most of you, or maybe some of you know, like ArtGnome was the first ever collector in Super Rare. He brought a lot of artists into Super Rare, like Hakatao, like Xcopy, and many more. And he was very early into blockchain, I think like in 2018 in their first blockchain conference with Christie's. So really exciting to hear from him, really excited to get to meet him. He is also an amazing, very fun human being. So hopefully I'll see you all there. Next week, we also have Martin, which you might know on Twitter as mlo.art. Basically, Martin and Jason kind of like complement each other really well when it comes to like history of crypto art. They both have been in the space a very long time. Martin is actually the creator of the Crypto Art History Timeline, which essentially has pretty much like a lot of the big events, let's say, that have happened in the blockchain from I think 2017 up until like this day. So he will be giving us more context as well on crypto art history. He wasn't available the last time we did it, so the first time we did the program. So I'm really excited to have him on this time because I haven't actually heard him. Like I've spoken to him many times, but I haven't actually heard him fully, talk about like crypto art history. So I'm super excited for this. The following week, we will have Fanny Lakubai, who is also a curator in or digital art and crypto art for a while. She was also very early, let's say, in blockchain. She will be giving us a crypto art market overview. She's worked and works with a lot of collectors, with a lot of artists, and yeah, has worked like with Christie's, ArtNet, a lot of these big names. The same week, we also, I think it's the same week, yes, we have Bernadine Brocker from Vastari, who will be giving us a talk on museums, art history, and digital art in the context of NFTs. I don't know if a few of you know her, but again, like Bernadine is the founder and CEO of Vastari Labs, which is essentially a company that works on bringing like advancing the use of art and digital art through museums and like traditional art context. So super happy to have her speak. This again is like a first class. We didn't have it last time, so very interested to hear her too. We will also then have in week 4 a class, which is again like a lot of these classes are like new, so I have like new people teaching them, which is amazing because it means that we're learning again and again, even for myself, which is incredible. So we have a class on DeFi and like crypto overview. So this will be more on like the financial side of this ecosystem, which I think is super important. So we have someone who will come and speak around specifically like, you know, first of all, like what is DeFi, what are the dynamics of it, like how to navigate it, the various like different aspects of how it is related to NFTs, and what artists should essentially know about this space. It might be like a two let's say curriculum class. So we might have a first class now and then another one later on. And then we also have a safety and security class with Raid, who works at Tezos. We will be providing, by the way, I think I missed to say this, but we'll be providing all of you with hardware wallets, Ledger hardware wallets, which will be sending off to all of you to essentially secure your digital assets. If you have them already, great. But yeah, it's super important topic. The second month will be more about, as I mentioned, like the learning phase, let's say. So in week 5, we will have curation, marketing, and promotion. We have Fanny again, Harry, and Patrick. Harry and Fanny are curators. Patrick Amadon is an artist. Week 6, we will have community building and social media practices with Esme, who works at Super Rare. She is the marketing person at Super Rare and also an artist herself, so has a really good like kind of background of both, essentially, like both from a marketplace perspective, but also from an artist perspective. Week 7, hopefully, we will have Dada Art talking about the invisible economy. They still have to confirm because they are a bit busy, but if not, there is a pre-recorded class that they did with the last group, and we'll probably get somebody in again to talk about a different topic. And then on the last kind of week, we also have Louis, who used to work at Super Rare and now has left, who will talk about DAOs. So decentralized autonomous organizations. In the meantime of all of these topics, as I mentioned before, we will have kind of like almost like optional, but like not really optional. Like I guess you can join if you want. I would recommend joining. So we have a VR and AR class, which is led by Samuel AD on Twitter. He has been, first of all, he's an AR artist, a VR artist, but also he has been curating VR and AR art for quite a while before NFTs, essentially, and will give a perspective on this side of this side of the space, essentially. We will then have, as I mentioned, architecture in the metaverse, with Kirk, who will be going through like all of the metaverse, essentially. And we also will have the Dan and Aidan from Arium Spaces, who will also look at, give us like a tutorial on how to build into Arium Spaces and give you guys all access to potentially build in Arium if you wanted to. Generative art and interactive NFTs with Sabel Raf. Again, this is like optional for whoever wants to learn more about it. I need to talk to him, and we'll potentially ask all of you like how your level of obviously like Stefano and like Fami and a few of you already do generative art, so maybe this is not for you, or maybe we can do a more of a like an advanced kind of class. So we'll see on that. And then last time we also had a whole a free session class on creative coding by David Somatic Beats on Twitter, who went through kind of like the basics of how to approach creative coding if you've never done it before. Again, with this, we'll see based on the interest and based on the level of knowledge of how to figure out these classes too. Yeah, okay, I think I went for everything. The last month will be the create month. So again, this is very much a it's like more of a hands-off month. Essentially, we won't do as many classes. We won't do any classes really. We might have like some like AMAs and some kind of like more like let's say informal gatherings. But we will be giving you budget to mint on essentially your preferred blockchain. You will be minting on the custom contract of vertical crypto art if it's on Ethereum, or on Tezos if that's your chain of choice. As I mentioned, we will be essentially doing a auction and exhibition at the end of the residency. So we'll ask you to produce and donate 1 to 2 NFTs, up to you. And yeah, I went through all of this already, so it's just more details about what I already mentioned. Cool. All right. I think I went through everything. I know it's like a lot of information. I will share this whole document with you, so you will have it along with the mentor list. Yeah, open to questions, comments, thoughts. Anything that also you might want to learn about that you are not seeing in the curriculum, please let me know. I'm actually looking to, I think there's one thing I'm looking to get, hopefully somebody, if I can manage to get somebody to speak and do a class on like token standards and like the different token standards of each marketplace. But yeah, developers are hard to get in terms of resource. So hopefully we'll get somebody. Yeah, that is like the only add-on that maybe I didn't mention. Yeah, you'll be getting the list of the mentors as I finish the class. So you will have all of their Twitter profiles. They have added their handles already in the doc.
Is the class with Art Gnome today?
No, it's Thursday. So okay. Yeah, you should have it in your calendar. Thursday at 2 p.m. UTC, which is basically an hour earlier than what it was today. Let me know if you can see it in your calendar, and I will add you. You will talk about custom contracts. We'll have a class on this. This is what I'm trying to yeah, hopefully I'm trying to find somebody who has the time and will be able to do it. Yes, fingers crossed. Any other thoughts or questions? Curriculum programs are the same with first cohort before. General kind of topics, yes, but actually the classes and who is teaching them might differ. So for example, the last time, as I mentioned, like Martin was away, so he couldn't do a class. Bernadine didn't do a class. So there might be like some changes. I guess like the nice thing is also like to have to keep the topics pretty much the same, but also like get new people on board to do the classes, to talk about different things. Also, like the space is ever evolving, so I don't want to stick to something that we did last half, because it might have changed. There might be updates, there might be people that know more about it, and so we keep evolving with the ecosystem basically. But yeah, the general idea is to have the same sort of topics, but we already have like different people speaking. I think like one thing that I wanted to keep constant was Artno doing the first class with the residents, because I think it's a really great way to start. And also, if there's any, let's say, like, for example, I don't know, you want to have an AMA with like an artist that you particularly would like to speak to, that maybe you haven't had a chance through like Twitter or other means, like, please do like let me know, like give me suggestions. You know, sometimes like I kind of like yeah, I obviously can reach out to a lot of different artists. So you know, help me as well to figure out what you would like to do more or hear more of or talk to, and I will do my best to do it. Okay. Any other thoughts or questions? I think Zareen and Jenny, you might have joined a bit later. I don't know if you wanted to. We kind of did a bit of a quick like intro just to say hello. I don't know if you want to, if you can speak or text, whichever you prefer. But if you wanted to introduce yourself, that would be great. Jen, do you want to start? If you want. Okay, maybe not.
Hi. Sorry.
Oh, hi.
How are you doing? I'm so sorry I was late.
No worries.
I had like a car thing this morning and it was the whole thing. But anyway, hi, I'm Jen. I'm a fiber artist and mixed media and collage. And yeah, that's kind of me. My art's all over the place and I'm really, really excited about this program. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Where are you joining from? Where are you based?
I'm in the US in New Jersey, right near Philly.
Awesome. Nice. Thank you. I hope everything's okay with the car.
It's fine. Thank you.
Zareen, I don't know if you can talk.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes.
Sorry, my connection isn't very good, I think. It's been cutting out. My name is Zareen. I'm Kashmir American, and I just make things with my hands, sort of exploring Kashmiri culture, identity, and things like this. And I try to collaborate with, or try to find other Kashmiri musicians and artists to collaborate with when it's possible, when the connection is good. But yeah, thank you so much for this.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Are there any other questions, any thoughts, anything at all that anybody wants to add, ask, comment? Yeah, just a few like reminders. Again, like the Discord channel is there for all of us to use, so feel free to like chat, ask questions, like get to know, or like get us knowing each other a bit better. You know, if you have like, I usually like tend to, you know, try and keep the chat like active, and maybe like share, I don't know, like nice threads or stuff that I find on like Twitter. So yeah, anything that anybody wants to share and stuff, like it's there for us to use essentially. I don't think I mentioned this, but all of the classes will be on Discord unless told otherwise. But like usually 100% of everything that we do is on Discord on this specific voice channel. There might be some AMAs that we do on like just the general channel, so that the whole of like Discord can be can participate in it, but some of them might actually only be dedicated to you guys. So yes, this is I think that's kind of it. I might be further down the line, I might like be sharing a few documents with you, especially when it comes to like writing your artist spotlights on Twitter, so that you guys can give me like a description and an intro of what you do, so I can be able to compile this. So I'll be sharing those like further down the line. And if it's okay with everybody, I will do a post today just sharing essentially the new list of artists that are part of the second cohort. I won't add any like specific details. I'll just share all of your Twitter handles on our Twitter, if that's okay. Cool. All right. Okay. Well, if there's anything else, just feel free to DM me or Phil, or just like comment here on the chat. We'll be sure to put the recording pretty soon, either by the end of today or tomorrow. And in the meantime, I'll share the links that I just went through today in the class. Yeah, I'm very excited for this. Super happy to start. Really looking forward to getting to meet you all better. As always, anything, just DM me. If I don't reply immediately, I will soon enough. So yeah, thank you so much. It was great to get to meet you a little bit all today, and looking forward to Thursday's class.
Thank you, Micol. This is super exciting. This is reading through everything. It's really got me excited for the next couple of months.
Yay! Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely super exciting. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Micol.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Ciao.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Ciao. Bye bye.
Cheers, guys.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, everyone.